Hi everyone, welcome to part 2 of the series 3D Printed House. In the last video, I've introduced you to various benefits and advantages of this type of houses, right? And in this video, I want to introduce you to some concerns that people have about this types of houses and also some hurdles that 3D printed houses meet on their ways of flourishing. Okay, so let's get into it, and the first drawback is codes. The 3D printed houses have struggled with building codes of that specific countries. But let's not think about coding a building website or JavaScript for now, because the codes I want to refer here are building codes. Every country has its construction requirements that require buildings and houses to meet to ensure safety and sustainability. So, the building codes are very essential, but many countries have not adjusted or adapted their requirements and regulations for the 3D printed houses, which becomes a hiccups or hurdles of these houses to flourish. So this is the first drawback, and the next one is human resources. Let's refer back to the benefit that I have told you in the last video. The benefit of fewer people required to build this type of houses. There are only as few as 3 people on site to monitor and install devices into the house while the machine is stacking layers and layers upon each other, right? But because few people are required to build this on site, then they may have the potential of job loss. Well, currently it's not that big, not big at all, because in the moment there are not so many people deciding to live in 3D houses, or let's say, in other words, the demand has not been high enough. And also, the people needed like specialized skills to be able to build the 3D printed houses, which narrows the groups of people required to build these houses. People must have specialized skills. If using the traditional method, manual laborers can be like normal people with no degrees or perhaps skills at all. They can still work on the houses and then build a complete houses with some strength in their body. But these houses require some specialization as well, which makes it harder for people to adapt to these techniques. So, referring back to some other benefits of this houses, the applicability. Let me search it again. Applicability. Yeah. So I have told you that these houses can solve some issues like the housing issues or serve humanitarian purposes after floods or tsunamis happened to specific regions. Then these houses may be built to help them and help accommodate those people. But only 3D printed houses cannot actually solve the housing issues. If they have the full potential to do that, then now, in the current time, 3D printed houses should be like everywhere, especially near the coastal areas. But not using one method can solve a whole big problem. So this is just a side benefit of 3D printed houses, but there should be more methods as well as actions taken to actually solve those big issues. So I want to reassure you that this is a potential, but not having the full potential and have the superpower to solve the the big problems of the world right now. Yeah. So these are some concerns that people have about 3D printed houses. There are a lot of prototypes right now that have not been put into construction due to a lot of problems. And 3D printed houses may have the potential to leak waters, and it may be not so strong as many people may expect. Well, yeah, I know that I have told you that these houses may be stronger than many people expected because they have the insulations and the zigzag layers inside the spaced gaps, but eventually the truth is they are still in their early stages and has much to be perfected. So, if you want to explore more about 3D printed house, you can go to a YouTube channel of this guy named Jarrett Gross. No, he's not gross at all. He is so adventurous, and he went almost like around the world, or mostly in the United States, to explore and see the buildings and the 3D printed houses of those living inside it. I had a blast and a great time watching his video while researching for this project, and I hope you do too. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this. If you have any questions or any suggestions, please comment down below. I would love to see it, and I will try my best next time to present more presentations about more various and diverse topics, as well as viewpoints for you. Thank you so much, and goodbye.